everybody, and welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2021, benefiting Take This. I'm Margie, and I'm going to be your host, and I'm going to turn it over to TempestMask1000, who will be our gamer.
Oh, wait. Oh. Guys, can you quickly remind me, correct me here? We're totally not doing the, um, uh, David, Alex, help me out here?
I think you're lost.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe we were looking for Showdown.
That's right. Thank you. All right, just give me a moment. I'm gonna let this Battletoad here boot me out. But hello, everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is TempestMask1000. But some of you may know me as Steve. And this here is Shovel Knight. It's a game that I love absolutely, so much. It is such a wonderful game. And not just this game, but also the fact that it comes with a little Super Smash Bros. Inspired mode. This here is Shovel Knight Showdown, and this game essentially takes on a speedrun approach similar to classic mode. So how this is going to work is we had a little bid war going on for which character I'm going to be playing as, and I will be doing that character in story mode on medium difficulty. So the objective here is to complete 9 or 10 stages, and that'll be it. So, Margaret, could I please ask who was the winning character?
So it looks like we actually have a tie for the character.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have going back to it, we have Tinker Knight with $5 and Mona with $5.
I think I know who donated for Mona.
Their name says Mona, so...
Oh, their name says Mona?
Well, yes, but they wanted it to be Mona for Shovel Knight Showdown character.
Of course. Alright, so we have a choice between Best Girl and the wonderful engineer here. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. I actually didn't expect there to be a tie.
I'll chip in $5 for Mona.
All right. In that case, we'll definitely then we'll settle that. All right.
Yeah,
so
let's take Best Girl before Tiny Man.
All right. Sounds good. All right then. So before we continue any further, I'm going to now have my commentators introduce themselves finally.
Hi, I'm davidtki. I run all of the Shovel Knight main campaigns, but I'm rather new to Showdown, so this is interesting.
And I'm Alex Ashpool. I'm also a Shovel Knight mainline runner and recent Showdown runner. I actually put up a second place time on the easy category just the other day, so medium is not what I run, but I'm interested to comment.
And I am absolutely proud of this guy having accomplished that. I'm just proud that I motivated him to do that. So big congrats, Alex. All right. Without further ado, let's get this thing started, and time will begin once I've selected my difficulty. So let's flip to a few colors and stop. Yellow. Interesting. All right. So without further ado, let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to skip these first... Thank you. I'm going to skip these first couple of cutscenes here with the start button. And by the way, we're playing on the Xbox One. Particularly, I own an Xbox One S. So this version, I just want to make clear that there's no versional differences between each platform whatsoever, and that with the way Shovel Knight is made in general, the game is practically optimized, meaning there's little to no load time differences whatsoever. So I actually once had a race with Showdown between myself and young Zorn, where she did the PlayStation 4 while I did the Xbox, and it just comes to show how well made and accessible this game really is. But without further digressing toward giving this game, I'm just going to pass it on to my commentators. Alex, could you explain some basic bits about the game?
Yeah, so this is going to follow a basic format similar to the classic mode in Smash. So he's going to do a series of battles, and there's some randomness to which ones he ends up with. This first one is always a treasure match, 1v1, and it doesn't change no matter which character you choose. And so here his objective is to get 6 gems, as you can see at the top of the screen.
Yeah, it's important to keep in mind the goal of winning the match, get that 6 gems. If you're new to this game and you're expecting like classic smash, knock them off the screen or kill them or whatnot, then the gem goals are going to throw you off guard.
Yeah, pretty much. One of the other things to note about treasure clashes is that there are 2 different types. One which we could see here, but I don't recall it showing up in Mona's campaign. And that would be if they're encased in these glass containers, which I would then have to break in order to then collect the gem. Another thing to note, yeah, those can be pretty slow. But otherwise, well, speaking of slowness, there are 2 conditions in a match that will cause my portrait to flash a lighter color. The first being if I'm at match point. So if I'm able to collect 1 more gem, that will end it. But in that case, the spawn will be much slower than how they normally do. So in order to circumvent that, one thing I do often is, King Knight, why are you standing on that bottom platform and doing nothing?
He's taunting you.
Oh my
It's his natural state.
Oh, he just parried me. What?
Now
Wow.
this round 2 is actually a showdown match, so they are attempting to deplete each other's stock, which you can see at the top.
Luckily, Mona has something a little prepared for this. There we go.
Yeah, King is flasking for trouble just staying there.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Get used to this.
And that's why I love you, David. Alright, so here we have stage 3. So, with each character, there's a different static storyline going, and stage 3 is usually where it begins. So how this is going to work is I have a gem clash pitting me between Mona and 3 Liquid Samurais, a Director for a Day backer character from the Kickstarter, which actually was used not for a boss, but for an enemy that appears in the Tower of Fate, I believe. And so the Liquid Samurais are going to try and go against me. The plot line is that Mona is, being that she's the assistant to Plague Knight, is interested in the fact that they are formless and yet plentiful. And so she wants to collect a sample of one for personal study. So here we have, this is one of the Mole Knight based stages. And as you can see in this one, there's lava everywhere. That's an instant kill hazard. So well, this isn't looking good. So the Liquid Samurais are not at match point, but there are enough gems that they could win the battle, and unfortunately they did.
This does look really tough.
It can get out of hand really fast, yeah.
It's not necessarily the worst thing. I've definitely beaten these 3 before. It's just that there are some potential risks in this. Luckily, we did see that I have continues, and this is one of the differences between the difficulties, which are separated into their different categories on the official leaderboard. So yeah, one thing I should probably do though right now is just try to eliminate them, because you might notice that one Liquid Samurai has infinite stocks while the other 2 do not. So if I clear the room of some enemies, then that should even up the playing field just a bit.
Yeah, a lot of this game is trying to adapt to what happens because there's a lot of randomness, and trying to balance the aggression and trying to take out your enemies versus taking the gems.
This is
it can't be easy having a large character pool to choose from too, because they all control very differently.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I'm going to give myself serious time. But I would like to open up the floor to the host if she has anything to mention. So go right ahead, Margaret.
Yes, I do. First, we have a donation from a little gremlin for $7.77, who says, "Runner can decide if put towards a future incentive, heart RPG Valkyries." Thank you for that. And speaking of incentives, we do have some bid wars still coming up. Later this evening, we have a Final Fantasy IV run where you could potentially name the characters. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, all you have to do is hit the donate link in chat, and then tell us in your comment what you'd like the name to be.
Sounds good, and I'll definitely consider which incentive to put that donation toward. I'll definitely have to get back to you on that.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Otherwise, so now we're back to, oh goodness gracious me, a showdown match where, as you can see, we're on Propeller Knight's flying machine. So the idea here being, it's a bit of an auto-scroller, and
You've got a Steve.
Oh yeah, we got Steve's. That's right. Thank you for that, David. It was
Everyone
basically...
say hi to Steve.
Yes, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. I'm Steve. And hi, you're David.
So those are actually called birders, but the Shovel Knight community calls them Steves.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that, as I mentioned in my little intro, my name is Steve, so it's a little joke that I love bringing up, and I'm glad we actually had the opportunity to put that in. Thanks for reminding me.
So round 5 is always a break the targets round, and the objective here is to clear out these hay bales as they go by, but you want to clear out the entire group because that gives you a multiplier as well as much higher points. And you also have to be careful because you absolutely can die in this stage.
Yeah, so this might just be a break the targets thing, but it's actually really tough because you have to get 25,000 points before time runs out. There's 40 seconds left. Now, you can get additional time. Yeah, plus a couple of seconds right there. But just destroy the targets, get a lot of time, don't mess up, and that's actually really, really hard.
Yeah, this is also, as near as we can tell, completely random, so you can't really strategize this too much.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that also separates the difficulties from one another too, because if this was easy mode, my target for the points I need to collect would be 10,000, which is practically simple for the most part. In hard mode, it would be, I believe, 40,000. It's been a little while since I actually did my first hard mode successfully, and yeah, I mean, it's only been a few days, but I'm still easy to forget things.
You are correct, it is 40,000.
Thank you. Alright, so here we have the green targets. Now, these are slimy things that I like to knock me off, and yeah, the screen is full of these. Alex, could you explain why I do not like these at all?
So these green goo hay bales will actually knock you back as you hit them, as you can see, and if you're not careful, you can end up falling into the pits, and again, like we said before, this actually is a normal level. You have stock. Steve is down to 1, so he needs to be careful, but he also needs to hurry because he's running out of time.
I'm trying to keep it. Luckily, there are some time targets here, but oh, jeez. Okay, hang on. Wow, this is. I hate to say it. This isn't looking good. Of course, if I lose, that just means I lose a continue, but we continue on. I'm gonna try not to lose though here. It's at this point, sometimes it might seem like a smarter move to just let the thing reset and start with a fresh slate, but I get the feeling like that would just do me a disservice at the moment.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose too many continues either, because you absolutely can game over on this mode.
Right. That's the one thing that can shock some people, because you all know that with Shovel Knight, that's no... Oh... Wait, wait, I got it?
Oh, what a recovery!
I thought the game stopped time because I was defeated. What the heck?
Can I relax now?
Can I relax is the better question.
Nope, not yet.
Well, yeah, no, because now we got one hit KO.
One hit?
Yeah, the name doesn't lie. Now we're jumping into some of the more chaotic modes of the run.
Yeah, Showdown actually has 12 different game modes, and that runs across the Showdown mode as well as the Treasure Clash mode, and some of them include things like one hit KO, which is actually quite fast, but obviously also stressful.
Considering that the CPUs have like 4 stocks max, this is going to definitely work up a few things for sure. Normally I could have maybe let the CPUs take care of each other and then tried to avoid them as best I could, but it seems Phantom Striker has a few things he'd like to say, none of which too friendly. And
He's up by 1.
There was no way I was going to make that work.
Yeah, Phantom Striker's hard even in the regular campaigns. Teleports all over, shooting lightning everywhere.
Yeah, one thing to note is that each of the characters and their movesets are very faithful to the normal gameplay, even if they're pretty abbreviated. Like, for instance, Shovel Knight has a lot of his basic moves, but it mostly revolves around the bouncing, the shovel strikes, even the charged strike. But the only runes he has access to are the fire rod and the horn, but that acts as his oh man, why is the word leaving my mind?
His parry.
Parry, thank you.
Yeah, Yacht Club did a great job of translating all of these characters into relatively balanced Showdown characters. They all have varying degrees of mobility, and some are more ranged and some are more close range, but overall it feels like a pretty balanced game.
Chantress is being mean.
I was going to say, she's giving me the jukes right now, and she's very displeased at the fact that Shield Knight did not win that bid war, I would assume. I would explain why Shield Knight, but I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played Shovel of Hope yet. Okay, so now we're moving on to a Tinker Knight stage, and how this one works is it's one of a couple that actually has it where the bottom is a screen wrap to the top, so this is where things get a little interesting. And we're back to a normal treasure clash, but the idea here is that we got a few extra foes here. Mr. Hat, Polar Knight, and Black Knight.
Yeah, there's only actually 2 stages out of 25 that do the screen wrap.
I should probably mention that one of the nicest things about Showdown speedrunning is that you don't have to complete the entire game's unlockables in order to get a run-in. You could just unlock as many characters or stages as you'd like, so the run is very customizable that way, and actually, it could very much do me a favor to not have some of these characters unlocked.
I'm working on a theory that maybe having fewer things unlocked is better.
I would agree, but the reason I didn't is because, well, I just think it'd be a disservice to this game, and I feel like for charity marathons, it's more than acceptable to show off as much of the game as it deserves to have.
I run with a 100% unlocked file, so I can understand.
Yeah, I'm kind of in favor of chaos at a maximum.
Yeah, that's the thing about this game. It's either chaotic or it's probably some of the most chillest things you could ever get. Hence why this run is one of my favorite cooldown. Is one thing I would essentially consider this a cooldown run, possibly. Oh, this could be bad. Hang on, this could be good though. Whoa! At the last second there.
Picked it up right under their nose.
Right under their nose. So in case you didn't know what just happened there, I just realized that time was running out at nearly the last second, but the fact that I got rid of Polar Knight allowed me to steal their gem. So that could have went into sudden death because we were tied up at that point. And sudden death obviously is sudden death.
That's really weird. Can I communicate a sudden announcement to all of you?
Oh, sure. What would that be?
Hi. So, unfortunately, one of our runners' hardware had an unfortunate accident. So, there's a schedule change, and I wanted to communicate that to all of you. So, starting at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be switching out Beyond the Beyond. I believe that was right. Right? Yes. Cool. For The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, run by the ever lovely Fant, and then some person named Seishura is gonna run Child of Light. Never heard of it.
Huh.
And then there's an inconspicuous setup block after that. But yeah, I just wanted to communicate the sudden change so that all of you would be aware.
Well, thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much.
Yes, absolutely. So while that was happening, I just finished the penultimate fight, which thankfully wasn't an even more chaotic mode. And now we're moving on to the other story static stage, where we have to do a refight against the character that we encountered earlier in stage 3, or maybe in some cases a fight, because in Plague Knight you face Mona in here, but in the stage 3 you actually team up with her. But the long and short of it is we got a quick stock match, just one more to take down the Liquid Samurai, and then there's going to be a quick manipulation that I'm going to try and do during the victory screen, if one of you could explain.
Yep.
Well,
no
yeah,
problem.
so you're gonna want to be on the far right side of the screen. Hey, look, you're on the far right side of the screen.
This is the one screen in the game where once you beat it, you actually have to run off the right side, and if you go a little bit too far, you can actually scroll over and have to run across the entire screen.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me once, and thankfully it was not a live run, but it certainly opened my eyes to something rather unexpected, let's just put it that way. So here we have the final stage of the game, the Mirror of Fate, which is a boss original to Showdown, but functions essentially similar to the Enchantress herself. If you have fought her in Shovel of Hope, you'll recognize that enough of her moves take a huge similarity to this boss right here, and it's even more so, I guess, when you recognize that this is the Enchantress fight music. So this is phase 1, and then we'll have a phase 2 once we collect 15 gems to then defeat the boss with that currently empty health bar. Don't worry, that's not for show. That's not for show for no reason.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Ooh, an energy boomerang to the face from Darkrees. How rude.
That was a
That
really
went
good
really
one.
smoothly.
Yeah, very much so. The Mirror of Fate's first phase can be a bit chaotic too, when it comes to the different ways it could collect gems. You didn't see it, but there was an energy tongue that would have encased it in breakable glass, much like the alternative Treasure Clash mode fight that we earlier explained. Otherwise, those energy shots can collect the gems by touching them and then turning them into bombs, so it becomes bad for me in that manner, because then it gives a little danger concern to the room. And then there are the dark clones, like the Darkrees, a dark Darkrees. Let's try saying that 3 times fast. And now that was just a Phantom Striker that just jumped into the lava right there, taking a little hot springs bath.
Yeah, that's nice to see.
Yeah, he's gonna be a Liquid Samurai too.
Yes, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. We should quickly explain what the parry does, though.
Sure, so if you hit the parry button, which is default the shoulder button, and get hit, then you have a brief window during your parry phase where you will perform said parry. It provides a lot of knockback, and it doesn't deal any damage, but it can be used to knock people into lava or off cliffs, and that's generally the most useful part of it.
We're looking a bit dangerous here because I'm on one more stock, but I'm very close, and I would like to remind that time will be on the final hit, so I will call time once we've defeated this boss.
You can close this out.
Oh man,
You can do it.
It's not looking too good though. That grab attack with the little energy tongue though, if I let it capture me, that's an instant KO as far as I recall. Oh no! Wow.
Oh, there was not a lot of platform to work with there.
Yeah. The thing about the parry is that with using the brief setup right there, I could have, I tried to use it almost like a wave dash in Super Smash, or a dodge mechanic, because it does give you a little bit of potential distance by also stopping you midair. Thankfully though, even if we lost the battle, we still start back at phase 2. Same thing for phase 1 if we lost during phase 1. So luckily the stage is forgiving in that sense, but the rest is still up to you.
Yeah, that's a surprisingly kind thing that the devs did.
It kind of works the same way in the main campaigns, usually. That if you beat phase 1 of the final boss, you just start on phase 2 again.
That's right.
with only one exception, King Knight.
Oh no. I don't even know what that means. And here's Tinker Knight. Looks like he's none too happy of the fact that he lost the tie, so I guess
He's trying to throw a wrench in your plans.
Yes! Alright, we're almost done here. Oh, come on. Okay, there's still one more stock here, though. I can make this work. Shoutouts to Chaos, shout out to all things positive at the same time, because it looks like... Whoa! Whoa! No!
One heart away!
Okay. We got one more.
We got two continues left. Technically one continue, but then if I lose that continue, I can still get one more attempt on this. Don't worry, these things tend to happen, and honestly, I'm just glad to show this game off nonetheless, because it's still that much fun.
This probably surprises nobody at this point, but this fight is random.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there are plenty of tells, though, as to what the Mirror of Fate is going to do, so there is that. It's just a matter of trying to adapt quickly to the situation as best you can. Margaret, can you could I have you maybe read off a few more things while we got some time?
Sure. We got a $50.19 donation from Bubba Rubby, who says, "Told myself I would donate my time to Speedrun Ragnarok. Looks like I'm doing that in more ways than one. I knew there was a reason I died. I'll bid on Sid to be named Burger," which puts that name in the lead for Sid, but we do still have plenty of names open, or at least without very much in the way of donations, so all you'd have to do to get most of those names is donate $6.
Sounds good. And yeah, definitely get your naming incentives in if you guys are interested, because I always like naming incentives. They're pretty fun to do. Sometimes I like to do it in honor of some people that have that either inspire me or just people who are no longer with us as a way to sort of honor them. So there are definitely many ways that you can make a naming incentive work for the fun of it and for the cause too. And time!
GG.
Nice.
Oh boy.
That final boss is intense.
It really can be, but I think that's just a testament to how well Yacht Club did here. Whew.
I'm gonna have to boot up Showdown. That looked like so much fun.
Hey, always happy to see more runners. Alright, so we're going to let the credits roll for a bit, and there's also some IGT stats or stats that we can also show off. This game normally uses RTA, though, and it's for a good enough reason, but all in all...
If you would like to run this game, where can you find it?
Oh, well, you can find it on multiple platforms. Basically, any console or PC version of Shovel Knight or Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. This game is available to download as a standalone game if you so choose. Otherwise, this is included in the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove collection. Unfortunately, for handheld platforms, specifically the 3DS and PS Vita, this mode is not included. But you could still get your money's worth for getting it on the handhelds because all the other forms of updates and DLC are included. And technically speaking, DLC is free from this game, so there you go. But yeah, I'm gonna start with letting Alex and David say any final words they'd like to before I get to myself. So go ahead, guys.
That was fun. Thanks for having me along for the ride.
Oh, thank you for agreeing. I was absolutely happy to have you, and I'd more than gladly do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a ton of fun. I've been a fan of the Valkyries for quite a while, and I love these events, so I'm very happy to be able to contribute to it, even in a small way. So thanks for having me.
And thank you, Alex. So, first things first, could I quickly add, let me see if that credit, there we go. So if you look right here in the credits, we have the name of one of our finest runners, Mumu Akai, and big shout out to him. He backed this game, and he's also working on his own called Arcade and Reaper. it, and I wish him the absolute best of luck with it. He's a well-regarded runner, and for good reason. Definitely props to him. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Shovel Knight community. If you'd like to join us, our Discord is called the Spade Brigade, and there is a Discord link that should be present within the speedrun.com leaderboards. I know that speedrun.com today just underwent a bit of a site layout change, but as long you should still be able to find the Discord category within it. Just a little heads up on that, though. Otherwise, here we have the in-game stats. So we got the total lives lost, the total KOs, the time played, and that's the IGT. So yeah, big shout out to the community. Big shout out to everyone who runs Shovel Knight. Even I'm going to also give a quick shout out to Sabera Messia, who was commentating for Elia's Giraffe and Annika run, who does low percent. Sabera is awesome. Shout out to Kat for suggesting to have Mona within the bid war. Yeah, I mean, I could go on, but I'll just say this. As a speedrunner who's on the autistic spectrum, I just want to thank everybody for making this community, the speedrunning, just an inspiring, welcome thing to many. It's thanks to you that we're able to make this not just a hobby, but something that can truly do some wonderful things for the world, and especially for organizations like Take This. And I special thanks to Take This too. I've listened to some of the talks. Dr. B's talk really spoke to me quite a bit in so many ways. And as someone who was involved in Speedrun Ragnarok last year behind the scenes, still impresses me to this day what the Valkyries do. So thank you all for having me. I really appreciate being here today. To the Japanese Restream community, you all are wonderful for just supporting us from where you are. We really appreciate it, and if it wasn't for people like you and others around the world, speedrunning wouldn't be as united as I know it to be today. And I would like to say a quick message to them. Sugi ni omae wa for shabolri toyu. That was a JoJo reference. So with that, could I just quickly ask what my final time was? Perfect, we were underestimate. That's all I need. And if you'd like to follow me, my stream schedule isn't quite static, but I'm live whenever I can. So just feel free to say hi. My name is TempestMask1000. I look forward to hopefully seeing you all in the future. Keep being awesome, everybody. You all rock, no matter who you are, no matter what you are. And with that, I'll pass it on back to them. As I always sign out, ciao, Michi.